But there was one thing that I wish I would have learned and started doing at a younger age, as far as money goes, is simply to spend less than I make. And I'm learning it now, or I've learned it more so now as I'm older. I'm 45 years old now. I'm not old, but I'm older. But it would have been good if I could have gotten that concept down at a younger age. Bottom line, if a new driver was to come to me and ask me for one piece of advice, which none of you have, but well, some of you have, but if a new driver was to come to me and ask for one piece of advice to help them achieve long-term success as a truck driver, and they're just getting started, I would tell them that, you know, all of the basic stuff that you got to do as a truck driver, you know, be out on the road all the time. You already know that. The thing that I don't think most people understand is, you know, you can make good money driving a truck, but if you suck at handling your money, then having a CDL combined with not handling your money right, to me, is a recipe for disaster. And the reason it's a recipe for disaster is because as a truck driver, you make enough money to go out and do some things in life, right? Most truck drivers make enough money to go out and do some things in life. But a lot of the truck drivers that I know, a lot of truck drivers are open and looking for other ways to bring in money. I mean, I meet truck drivers all the time that are like, you know, there's better ways to make money. I meet truck drivers all the time that tell me that they are online looking for online businesses. Plenty of truck drivers trade stocks and buy real estate. And the reason that they do that is because trucking, one, affords them the opportunity to be able to do that, but also they understand that there may come a day when they don't want to drive the truck. They also understand that, as I've said before, it's a poor rat that's got one hole to go and get cheese out of. And so I've said it before and I'll say it again. As a new truck driver, you want to keep in mind, you know, I enjoy driving the truck. I definitely enjoy driving the truck, but I want to get myself out of the position that driving the truck is my only way of bringing in income as soon as possible as a new driver. To me, that is the true freedom. That is true freedom, right? Your likelihood of enjoying something that you're doing and you feel as if you have to do it, you know, you're not doing it for the joy of doing it or for the love of doing it, you're doing it because you have to do it, you're not going to get as much enjoyment out of that. And I don't care whether that's driving a truck or some other profession. So I would definitely say to any new truck driver, a lot of the things that you have to do in trucking to become successful, you're going to learn in the doing. You're going to learn in the act of doing them. You may not know a lot of what you need to know now before you do it, but nobody ever knows how to do what they want to do before they do it. Again, you learn in the doing. But the thing that a lot of people don't talk about, the thing that you may not learn, is how to handle your money correctly. And to me, the basic simple principle as far as handling money correctly is spend less than you make. Spend less than you make. That is the main reason that most people end up in financial trouble. Bottom line, most of us have a habit of spending more than we make. And when that is your habit, to spend more than you make, you can't accumulate anything, one, and two, earning more money is not going to solve your problem, because your problem is not in your ability to earn money. Our problems a lot of the time, as far as finances go, is our emotions when it comes to money. And so again, spend less than you make. That's a simple principle. That's a simple principle. But again, if people understood that, if a majority of us understood that, Americans wouldn't be in the financial situation that they are, right? We've all heard the polls that, you know, or the surveys or whatever they did the statistics that I think it's the Department of Labor or whatever did just a few months ago actually, that said the average American, if they have an emergency come up, they don't have, I think, $400 or $500 to cover an emergency. That's the situation that most Americans, that most of us are in. And you know, some of us are in that situation because we don't earn enough, but a lot of us, especially truck drivers, I would say, are in, if as a truck driver you're in that situation, you know, again, you got to work on spending less than you make and investing the difference. Invest in the difference. Invest in what? That's up to you. Again, people invest in everything: real estate, stocks, bonds. People trade, you know, currency, forex, all kind of stuff people invest in. But the idea is spend less than you make and invest the difference, and continue working while you do that. And then do that, have that machine running for an extended period of time, for 5, 10 years, 15, 20 years. You know, 10 years in your trucking career is going to go by like that, right? And you know, we all at a certain time, and no matter what career you're in, we all arrive at what I would call like a crossroad, where we just get tired of what we're doing, or we're not able to continue what we're doing or whatever, and we got to make a decision whether we're going to keep going or whether we're going to choose something else. And that's, again, for whatever reason. And a lot of the times, because we're thinking short term, because we're thinking, I got to have a way to pay my bills now, I got to have a way to pay my bills today, a lot of the times we find ourselves continually having to do something we may not want to do. And so again, you want to get yourself out of the position where you got to depend on one source of income, even if that's trucking, and even if you love trucking. The objective, I would say, would be to put yourself in a position as quickly as possible where you earn what you make from trucking from another source, and then you have freedom. You may not choose to leave trucking. You may continue to choose to continue driving a truck. But then you've got options. Right? So small tip, but again, I would say if more people understood that, then less people would have financial problems than they do right now. Learn to spend less than you make for an extended period of time. Treat the money that you save like it's somebody else's money. Treat the money that you save. Treat the money that you save just like you spent it at the store. In other words, when you put money in your savings account, it's gone. And so when something comes up, you don't say, well, I need to go back to my savings account to get the money out to take care of this thing that just happened. That money is gone. And you force yourself to find another way to expand your ability to earn money, to come up with the money to take care of the thing that just came up. All the while, you're still working and you're still saving.